So as you might know, I wanted my good friend Battle604 to make a video on how he made his extra coupling rods. And he did a method that I honestly didn't think.
I don't have it, I'm having to jerry rig some stuff. I'll get your connecting rod set up something like this right in front of you. You will need 2 of these pieces. I don't know half the classifications for these parts. You should end up like something like this. And depending on, sorry, there's a fly. So depending on how you want, or how long the connecting rod distance is, this one is about there, so I had to make this one. You usually use a 1x6 pole piece, but since this is way shorter and, you know, it'd be a waste, I just used 1x4 with this piece on the end. Now this is where the satisfaction of the builds comes in, because when you have this piece on, you have the basic start to the chassis.
And what he used was a very odd kind of Technic pin, which is the one you'll see on screen right now. So I don't have that type of Technic pin, so I will be showing you a method that I use whenever I make those type of coupling rods. And for that, we will be using Montana. Now Montana is one of 2 of my engines that have extra coupling rods, the second being Bin. Now, the Technic rod that I use is very simple, and it's very useful because you don't need as many Technic pins. It's a very simple piece because all you really need is this 3 long rod with a stud in the bottom, and this is what I'll be using for Montana, which is right there. And I'll show you how to do that just now. So as you can see, I took off Montana's coupling rods, and here they are, and what you're going to use is, again, this rod, and we are going to take out this one in the middle. I'll have to show it off screen, so I'll show you what that looks like after. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to put the Technic pin right here, and where the little stud is, that's basically where you're going to put it. So when you get your coupling rods, you will put them in like so, and it kind of adds as a middle one, and you don't need a Technic pin, which is very useful. Now you have your extra coupling rod, which is the piston one. So you'll add it in like so. And there you go. So as you can see, there's like a tiny little nudge right there. And what I'll be showing you is this piece. I don't know the name of it, but this is what you'll be using. And you'll be using one of these Technic pins with an X and O. That's what I usually call them. And you'll insert it just like so. And it is kind of complicated to put on sometimes because everything moves around, but it does work. Once you have that in, it works just as well as I thought it would be. Now what's cool about this is that you can rotate it. So with the little stud at the end, you can kind of rotate it. So it kind of like moves differently, which is very cool. And yeah, that's really it. As you can see, I took off his piston and his wheel arch. And the reason why is you'll be using one of these. And I don't know the specific like definition or the name of this, but this is kind of like a piston or like 2 little rods. And yeah, this is what you'll be using. And I usually put them right here, and it doesn't matter how long, it just has to like kind of fit. Now this does get a bit flimsy since there's so many coupling rods, but this is why I added the plate to extend it, and there you go. So after you get that into play, it kind of does work, but it does kind of mess around, and sometimes it will stop like right now. So yeah, this is why I usually keep with a small one, but if you want to make a kind of like extra piston or a third piston, as I like to call it, yeah, this is a good example. I'd rather you stay with the one that Battle604 uses because the piston in the middle, the little rod, it kind of messes up, so, like you guys just saw. So I don't recommend this kind of way, so, but if you do have good rods, then yeah, I recommend this, but I'd rather you stay with Battle604's method. Anyway, goodbye. I will be taking these off as soon as possible because this looks so funky. I mean, just look at this. Oh my god. Much better. Alright then, thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.